Download the PocketLab app from the App Store, open the app, and hit the button on top of the PocketLab to turn it on. It should quickly flash green and red to establish a connection, and then connect automatically. You immediately begin streaming acceleration data, because that's the default graph. The PocketLab logo shows the axis of orientation. There's Y, X, and then Z. So as I shake it along the X-axis, the red X-axis graph changes. As I shake it along the Y-axis, you'll see that in the Y graph, and then as I move it along the Z-axis, that changes. The PocketLab has many different functions, so to switch to the different graphs, click the Select Graph icon in the upper left corner, and you'll see a drop-down menu with all the different graphs that you can select, anything from magnetic fields to barometric pressure to angular velocity, which is what we will select here. So I'm going to go ahead and select angular velocity, and as I rotate the PocketLab, it's measuring the rate of rotation. But 3 axes of rotation might be a little confusing, so let's say I just want to look at one axis. I can toggle off the X and Y axis, or any of the axes up in the upper right corner. So now I'm just looking at the Z axis. To change data rate, select the data rate icon in the upper right corner, and there's a slider where you can slide it up to 50 samples per second, or all the way down to 1 sample per second. So here we're measuring 50 samples per second. To begin a data recording, hit the record button in the bottom of the screen, and now we're recording data that we can go back and review. So you hit the stop button, and then you can pinch and zoom on the data points and click on them to review. To save the data, click the save icon in the lower right corner. You can share a snapshot of the data, which is just an image that you can save to your gallery, or you can save your data as a CSV file. So you click share data, and then you can use the share sheet to save to Excel or Google Docs or your Notes app, or send it as an email, whatever works best for you. To record a video with the PocketLab graph, hit the icon that looks like a video camera in the upper right corner, and you'll turn on your device's video camera. For this example, we're just going to use our 3D printed PocketLab hot rod, which our PocketLab can attach right into, but you can use the video function for any experiment you want to do. So the device's camera is on, and you can see that the graph is recording over the video image. So I'm going to go ahead and hit record. Now I'm recording data and video at the same time. And I can now, after I stop the video, I can now go back and replay that video with the graph overlaid on top of it. And this is a really cool feature because it really helps a user visualize how the data is modeling what you're seeing the PocketLab do. You can change views by hitting that video icon in the upper right corner again. And you can share this video to your gallery by clicking the share icon and then hitting share video, combine video, and that will share both the video you recorded and the graph you recorded together. So it processes that, and then you can share that right into your photo gallery. So here I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my photo gallery so we can see. So now I'm viewing this video in my photo gallery as a regular video file. Here's a video I recorded earlier. So now you can edit those videos, you can put them in slow motion, you can share them with others. So we'll go back to the PocketLab app here. So PocketLab has so many different graphs, it might be useful to view more than one at once. So to do this, we'll show it with our rangefinder. So here I'm measuring position. I'm measuring the position of my hand relative to the PocketLab using the rangefinder. Select the change graph icon, then to graph mode, then rangefinder and rangefinder position, and now I'm measuring position and velocity of my hand relative to the PocketLab. To set up memory mode, click the icon that looks like a memory chip in the upper left corner to bring up the memory control panel. You can switch back to real-time graphing or click Set Up Memory Mode. Some of these sensors are combined into one component. So if you want to record data for one sensor, you're going to get all of the sensors in that component. We want to record humidity, so I'm going to select the bundle of sensors that includes humidity. Then I'm going to select the data rate. You can go down to 60 seconds per point or up to 50 samples per second. For humidity in this experiment, we're only going to do about 5 samples per second. PocketLab can hold about 40,000 data points. Now we can close the PocketLab app or walk out of Bluetooth range, and the disconnected PocketLab sensor will still record data to memory. So here I'm going to blow on the PocketLab to see if we can get a spike in humidity. I'm going to open up the PocketLab app back up and reconnect PocketLab to see if that data recorded. I'm prompted with a dialog box about the memory status. I want to click the option that says stop logging to memory and download data. So I'm going to click that, and now it's downloading the data. The first graph that pops up is barometric pressure. And remember, we wanted humidity. But also remember that memory will record data from all those bundled sensors. So I can go up to the select graph icon, and I can switch to the different graphs from the memory that was recorded. So I click humidity, and there I see the spike in data from my breath when I breathed on the PocketLab. I can clear the graph and clear the memory off of the PocketLab. And now I'm back to real-time graphing mode, measuring acceleration. Okay, so those are the basics of using the PocketLab app. Be sure to check out the different getting started cards that came with your PocketLab device, especially this guide on how to use PocketLab with Scratch. It's got a lot of fun features.